Loft 100 Studios, the Big Biz Show, and our affiliates and our hosts are not registered investment advisors or broker-dealers.
Our show hosts make no commitment that the purchase of securities of companies profiled or otherwise mentioned in our programming
are suitable or advisable for any person, or that an investment in such securities will be profitable in general.
Given the nature of the company's profile and the lack of an active trading market for the securities, investing is highly speculative and carries a certain high degree of risk.
We profile selected publicly traded and privately held companies on our program.
Most of these companies that we profile have provided compensation to Loft 100 Studios and its hosts for the profile coverage.
From time to time, we sell shares of the companies profiled in the open market that we receive as compensation for coverage of client companies.
But never sell stocks if we are speaking about interviewing or covering a public company who has paid compensation.
Specific questions on compensation can be obtained by contacting producer at sullyandgroup.com.
Listeners should verify all claims and do their own due diligence before investing in any securities mentioned on this program.
Investing in securities is speculative and carries a high degree of risk.
We encourage our investors to invest carefully and read the investor information available at the websites on the
Securities and Exchange Commission at sec.gov and or the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority, FINRA, at www.finra.org.
I like it.
Hey there! Live from the Loft 100 Studios in sunny San Diego, California. Big Biz Show's on here. A big welcome to our latest affiliate, Bloomberg Financieros. It is so great to see one of our regular guests who we haven't seen for a while, who, by the way, he always comes in studio. He lives like 4 hours drive away, but he's dedicated to the show. His name's David Lee, and I'm so great to see you again, man. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right. David Lee is the CEO and founder of a company called Iveda Solutions. And we've been talking about the Internet of Things. We've been talking about the mythical 5G. Everything you've ever talked about with Iveda, you sort of always gave us a precursor of what was going to happen next. And then you took off to a foreign land for 6 weeks, and then it happened. Talk about where you guys are now. And has anything shifted? Are we pivoting on the existing business plan, or are we now in a different era with the Internet of Things, and as well as the autonomous drones and all the other places you work in?
Man, good start. Yeah, and you're right. We're not pivoting right now. We're just continuing the trajectory upward. All the countries I visited, let's start back home. The greater news is we're busy back home now. Not just the enterprises, but our own law enforcement. Law enforcement, not just in traditional safety and security, but also branching out because the technology is allowing them to outreach to our communities. Everything from your 7-Elevens to your local schools to the jewelry shop. People now, community members now have the chance to opt in to support law enforcement, not just wait for law enforcement to come to them.
So let me say about this. So it's crowdsourcing, basically, along with technology. So have you ever used Waze or Google Maps?
Oh yeah.
So when you sign the contract for your phone, you sign the contract saying that you're agreeing to be monitored, whether you're like, I can tell where you're at.
Yep. Yes. Yes.
By the way, you have an accelerometer in this thing. They can tell you how fast your phone's going. So what they do is they crowdsource these phones, and it says, okay, well, if you're on the 5 freeway, that phone's going 55 miles an hour. But if you're on the 52, it's going 20. So I'm going to pick a better route. This crowdsourcing thing is a seamless integration and a high-speed, low drag to the next piece of technology that's going to make our lives easier. Because right now, who could live without Waze or Google Maps? Last time, we used to have a Thomas Brothers under the seat.
I was going to say, do they still make the Thomas Brothers?
Yeah, remember that?
Yeah.
I mean, the 8-track to Eagles greatest hits?
That too.
Okay, let's check it. Of course. So is that where we're heading? Is that the idea to be seamlessly integrated for this enterprise-wide solution that we call technology?
Sully, when we talk smart cities, why not? I believe so. There's going to be a path into the future where the community is fully interconnected. I've spoken about smart cities, and I've been to the Philippines, I've been to Egypt. Greatest thing is people now are adapting. I'll share with you the most recent activity here. There are mayors in the Philippines right now. When they talk smart, they're bringing it right down to bare bones grassroots that you can understand. Communications, we're putting in AP wireless devices. What for? Using existing light poles. Let's connect with internet first. With connectivity, you add cameras. With cameras, you add more radios for communication. Guess what? Something I just learned. Public address systems. So when a typhoon comes in, the mayor himself from the office can actually send out an announcement, warn people. Right. We're putting in sirens. All sound non-high tech, right? But the high tech is the back end that knows when to trigger all of these things automatically.
So we just talked to a guest a while ago that talked about the meshing of these systems, and everyone has a different sort of platform for the handshake. Is there an enterprise-wide solution for the cameras and the internet connectivity that you describe, or are we a ways away on that? Because I got to tell you, I love the idea that we get to go to a city and catch the Boston bomber because of everything that happened, what you just described. I love the idea that there's a tsunami, right? Or if there's a sale on In-N-Out burgers, right? But it's interconnected. It is the smart city approach. How far away are we, or is that the secret sauce there?
Gee whiz, it's the secret sauce, and thanks for asking that. I'm gonna leverage this for a plug here. Something called Iveda Express. It's Iveda's own proprietary technology, Sully, that will take any hardware speaking any language. It's called APIs, by the way, but we did something magical. I'm gonna send out a little magic box to every building, homeowner, consumer, office. Despite what cameras, what systems you have in there, this box is gonna sniff it out and say, this is what I recognize. Now you, Mr. Owner, what do you want to opt in to send to this wonderful community?
Does this overlay, so this is a template that overlays that's enterprise-wide?
Yes.
By the way, I believe I teed you up on that thing. I just...
Dude, this is going to sound like this...
Like an idiot's asking a question?
But no, unfortunately, you saw what happened in Philadelphia the other night, the looting and stuff like that.
Oh, I thought you meant Phillies lost to the Mets.
Well, that too. Okay. But as our cities are getting more dangerous, is your company doing better because people are realizing, oh, maybe we shouldn't have defunded some of those to police departments. Maybe we should have put this towards infrastructure a little bit more?
I hate to say yes so easily, but yes.
We're all living it.
Well,
we can all see it.
It is true.
It's like those companies that made that benefited from COVID. You hate to say that. It was a grotesque thing to say, but let's face it, the demise of the American city is going to help you, but at the end of the day, it's going to solve a bunch of problems.
It's going to make it, once again, safer.
Yes, yes, with less humans involved. Because remember, it's the humans that are causing problems
I agree. There needs to be a culling. Like every 4 years,
I'm with you.
Can I ask you this? In terms of time, okay? I mean, I probably overuse this, but our iPhones weren't around that long ago. If you watch a movie with, go back and watch your favorite movie from 1985. There's no existence of internet connectivity, unless you watch War Games or football. And this is not that old of a technology, but we're so used to it, right?
Right.
How close are we to this? Because this resolves every security problem, and for municipalities, it's a no-brainer. And by the way, I think to your point, it's cheaper.
That is correct. And Sully, you're right, guys. It's exponential. What you just mentioned, the iPhone, we're early 2000s, and here we are, and we can't remember the first iPhone anymore, right? Well, AI. We're talking AI, IoT, and smart cities. I started speaking to you maybe 2 years ago. Yeah. Well, in the next 2 years, you're going to see it all happen. It's going to be coined differently.
Well, by the way, and to your point, we're already seeing it happen. My question is, what's the adoption, the political will? Because you're dealing with not only us saying, oh, okay, I think my parents still won't go to an ATM, right? But so there's the consumers and the population that have to buy into it. So I'm not worried about it. It's the airports and the police departments and the fire department. Is there political will there, and is there a good adoption rate?
There is good adoption rate, and I see it very positively taken. And on the, I don't want to say negative, but not so nice side, you're seeing the regulations that people are starting to talk about now, right? Everybody's afraid of AI. Now they're talking about regulating AI. How are we going to regulate it? The policies behind it. Well, when you can see politics beginning to look to regulate, that tells you how fast something's growing. So
that's actually, I never thought about that. That's actually pretty. By the way, when we automated the Model T Ford, people were still employed. I'm not. Is that what you think the fear is? The people's fear is?
Gotta be.
I think I've shared on this show before. So is AI is going to create fantastic new jobs.
No.
There's nothing to fear. There's going to be so much more to do because of AI.
I want you guys to think Jetsons. That's what I'm talking about. Remember the Jetsons? Come on. David, will you come back on a regular basis? We love having you on the air. Of course, Iveda Solutions, IVDA, is the stock symbol.
Love to come.
Are you staying in town? Are we in town now? You know when your favorite person on the air starts sending you a text via WhatsApp? They don't speak English. Like you know he's a billion miles away. Yeah. Right? Hey, text me.
I will.
Big Biz Show, bigbizshow.com. We'll see you in a minute.
Awesome.